All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one will be doing our first Q&A video after just seeing the mid-season finale for The Walking Dead Season 10, and this one will start with giving our thoughts on the mid-season finale, going through your guys' sort of responses or reactions to the episode, many people calling it underwhelming. Alright, so I thought we would start by going ahead and giving our thoughts on this one. Obviously, last night we posted quite a few videos. We have the in-depth review. It's over 30 minutes long of the episode. We go through everything. But I feel like justfully, because there was a lot in that episode. It was an extended episode. We go through basically everything in that review, and I personally enjoyed the episode very much. But looks like a lot of you guys didn't, which is unfortunate, and we'll get into that soon. We did our review of the new teaser trailer we have for The Walking Dead. I thought it was called Universe, but I guess they're calling it World Beyond, Walking Dead World Beyond, whatever. Yeah, it's like, I'm going to keep calling it Universe, I think. I like that title better. So, the third Walking Dead series, Walking Dead World Beyond. So we did a review of the teaser trailer for that, and then we did our predictions for what we think is going to happen in the second half of this season. And so in this one, we'll start things off by giving our thoughts on the mid-season finale. And in the review, there was a lot of people who they just didn't like the mid-season finale. You know, you've got talkinhedz who says, "Are you kidding me? I hated this episode. Underwhelming." And a lot of people actually thumbed it up. So here's what I think is happening. I think it's because the first half of The Walking Dead Season 10, for me, as I said in the review, the highlights of the first half, for me, is the Gabriel, Siddiq, Dante, Rosita storyline. I love what they did in that story arc at Alexandria. They took a section of The Walking Dead that usually is not that exciting inside Alexandria. It wasn't involving Negan, it wasn't involving Daryl, it wasn't involving Carol or Alpha or Beta or any of your kind of more prominent characters. You took a storyline with characters that were maybe like your B level or C level. Siddiq maybe being like a C level, and then Rosita and Gabriel having worked up to like being B level characters at this point, and you gave them a first half of the season that's spotlighted on them with a new villain, Dante, who is a whisperer. So he's like a B-level whisperer. I'd say he's not alpha, he's not beta. And even gamma, okay, he gets elevated because of what happens by the end of the first half. But, you're spotlighting on them, which is not one of your forefront or prominent sections of characters here in The Walking Dead Season 10 for its first half. So I can see, definitely, it's kind of to be expected, I guess. A lot of people might find it to be underwhelming because they're used to Gabriel and Rosita and those characters, maybe Eugene too, except he had some big stuff in The Walking Dead Season 8 with the big scary U and stuff like that where he was right at the forefront. So, but for a lot of these others like Gabriel, they've never been at the forefront of the series, except for maybe when Gabriel first came in, and there was a lot of questions around him and whether or not they could trust him. But since then, since his introduction and after that, he's never been at the very forefront of an episode or at the very forefront of a half season or a story arc like that, like they did in this part with Dante. So I personally loved the Whisperer Dante turn. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was really cool because for years there was the theory, for example, once that Enid was a spy, or like some other characters. It's been a topic a few times, like, oh, is this person a Whisper spy or a spy for the Wolves or something? And it never happened, but now we got to see one when hardly anybody expected it with Dante and finding out that he was. So I love the storyline, and I thought it was really good for Gabriel and Rosita and even Eugene too, because he's always involved with them, and then giving Siddiq a good kind of death there at the end. So you did have two character deaths around this mid-season. Now you had Dante with a new character who I thought was a great villain for the series, very memorable villain with the twist there, and then of course with Siddiq too, gave him sort of a memorable ending in this episode, even to the point where Rosita, when she puts him down, he's even getting close to eating his own baby as a zombified form. So I thought it was brilliant stuff, but other people didn't. They didn't like it, and I think that's the reason why. It's because it doesn't include Rick or your lead characters. You're building up these other characters that are not usually at the forefront, and some people are not into it. So I get that. Also, I guess it's been confirmed that we will see Michonne in the second half of the season based on the trailer that I'm still looking for. I don't think they've uploaded online yet. So I can't wait to see that, and I'll probably do a breakdown and give my thoughts on that once we see it, maybe tomorrow or the next day or something, if they upload it soon before, after I'm finished filming this video. They haven't uploaded yet at the time of filming this video to explain for you guys. So, but I guess just a lot of people didn't like it. So that's cool. I hope you like the second half better, and I'm sure we'll see more stuff with Alpha and kind of maybe some of those more major character deaths with either Alpha being killed off or Beta or something with kind of that the Whisper war or battle kind of coming full on to fruition. Next one we have is from JasonHehn, who says, and was Aaron referring to Walker's group from Fear in California? It makes sense. Location on top of a hill and the tribe. Funny Easter egg, maybe? Well, maybe. That's what I kind of thought, too, with what Jason's saying here, is that maybe that's kind of a fun Easter egg for Fear, but I just thought, there's not enough there, I think, to confirm that unless they say that that's what they were going for. But I like it anytime they have connections between Fear and the original Walking Dead series or with World Beyond universe. Anytime they can connect things between the different series, I think it's good. So I'm not sure if that's what they were going for, and certainly you guys can leave your comments below, and if you think Aaron had possibly met Taka, and that's what they were referring to. I don't know. I do think it's kind of cool, though, if that's possible. Jasonjjw West says, so this was lame for a mid-season finale. So same thing from him. I think a lot of people were expecting to see Alpha's death, maybe, and that would have been like a big thing if they did that. We'll probably still see it in the back half, though, pretty soon anyway. But they're spacing out. They're taking their time, and that's good. I hope to get a season 13. So if they have to space it out a little bit further to do that, I'm okay with that because I'd like to see that. Space Force Vlog said the same thing. Episode felt underwhelming for a mid-season finale. And then we had Samsquamsh who said, Trev, why did they take down your reaction video? Jerks. So that's true, man. This is the first time that's happened. It's never happened before. I don't do reaction videos all that often, as you guys know. I think Skybound uploads a fan reactions thing where, they take different clips from people who do reactions for it, and then they put them together in a compilation. And I've helped Skybound a lot over the years. When their YouTube channel first opened, I told people, go there and subscribe. I got them thousands of subscribers. They didn't need it because they can use Walking Dead, content anyway and just post trailers and stuff, and they'll get subscribers that way anyway because they're allowed to post official AMC trailer content and stuff like that. But I've done nothing but help out AMC and help out Skybound. Believe me, of any independent person out there, I am certain, and I can say this without any, I don't think anyone can disagree with this one, that I have probably done just as much as anybody to help promote The Walking Dead in the world. The channel now, between all my channels having around 170 million views and everything like that, I have promoted The Walking Dead online through video since it started. I promoted the comic books online since it started. I don't know why they took down the reaction video. I put at least an hour to an hour and a half into making that, and I don't know, man. I guess they just felt like there was too much in it or whatever, so they did. They blocked it. It didn't show up, and it was basically blacklisted. So I was just like, oh shit. So okay, I just deleted it because I was like, I guess it's blacklisted. You couldn't see it or anything. They blocked it out. So weird, right? Really weird stuff. Not sure what to make of that. I have done reaction videos over the years. I don't always take the clips from the episode and put it in, but people want to see that. They're like, if you're going to do reaction video, Trev, take the clips and put it in the video. So I thought, okay, well, let's just do it this time because I thought it was a pretty epic. There were some epic scenes in it, like the Gabriel Dante one and Rosita with Dante and the baby and that. So that's what I did. I put it in, and they took it down. So all right, man. That's cool. I guess going forward, the takeaway is not allowed to do reaction videos, including the content from the episodes. Okay, so if I do reactions for big character deaths and stuff, I'm just going to have to just turn on the camera, me, and just say what I saw right after without putting the clips in the reviews, or in the episode. So okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with AMC or anything like that. I understand how this thing works, and if they don't want people doing reactions to Walking Dead, then okay, if that's what you guys want, then that's what you want. If you're going to block it out, then that's how I interpret it. So that's fine with me, no problem. C.RaZzy says, so is there any chance Rick will have any kind of appearance in the new series, so the new show? So I think it's a decent question. I think some people came back at it right away and were like, no way. Yeah, it's pretty much, outside of the series. Like in terms of the creative, in terms of the story, does it make sense that Rick could have a scene because he's probably around there somewhere affiliated with that group? It does. But the real world aspects of it block it from ever happening because Andrew Lincoln, the way the contracts work, I believe his contracts for the TV series universe or the universe overall, for any of the series, has been such that he will never return to the original TV series, and that if they have a deal, which I don't know if it's contractually signed yet or anything for movies, but it's going to be for movies. And so if you see Rick again, it's going to have to be in movies. I don't think that they'll be able to get Andrew Lincoln to do a single scene for any Walking Dead TV series that there is. The way the agents work and the negotiations and the contracts work, it's been upped to movie-type pay, probably. So what does that mean? It means that you're not going to see him, as he said, categorically in any of the TV series. Again, unless he volunteers to do it without, I don't know, maybe without pay or contract or anything. Which maybe he'll do for the very end of the series or something. It's possible. But will we see him in the new series? No. I don't think there's any chance of it at all. At least I wouldn't hold my breath. No, I don't think so at all. C. Lee88 says, I believe Seth Gilliam just spoiled Jerry's death on Talking Dead. So I haven't seen Talking Dead yet. I'm going to watch it probably after this or tomorrow. So did he allude that maybe Jerry would be killed either in like the first half or the first episode of the second half, like with them escaping or something? Like he'd sacrifice himself for the others to get out or something. Is he in there with them? I think or is he in around there? I don't know. I have to double check my back again and see. But that sucks, man, because I like Jerry a lot. And I like Ezekiel too. I don't want to see them both be killed off, man. You got to keep at least one of them. So if you have to kill off Jerry, but then find a way to save Ezekiel, I'd be okay with that because I like Ezekiel a lot. But I do like Jerry too. They're good together. It's like a pair. It's like Daryl and Carol. If you kill one of them, it's like the others. The other doesn't have as much to work with. Daryl Dixon says, I don't like how Carol is putting Daryl and everyone in danger because she is filled with blind hatred for Alpha. That's true. Alpha and Carol are two very intelligent women, and they're opposites. Alpha's like an evil version of Carol, totally evil version, where if Carol went bad, that's what she could be like. And Alpha uses the hatred that she knows people have for her against them, and they act reckless. And so that's what's happening. Alpha smiles, she teases her, she pulls her in, and it's just like a child. It's like a kid teasing, It's like Carol should be smart enough to know, but Alpha knows that Carol's rage and vengeance or wrath has just there's going. Carol's need for vengeance has overtaken her to the point where she has lost self-control, and Alpha's using it against her. And so far, it's working. Durkee says, Dante killed Cheryl for turning him down in episode 6. LOL. So, it's brutal, man. Dante is he's such a brutal villain, man. He killed an old lady, man. What are you doing? It's crazy. For no reason. She wasn't a threat to you guys. You can't do anything against the Whisperers. Cap Sorty says, I just find it funny that they all fell into the cave. Like, would you think after the first one fell in, the others would just stop instead of acting like lemmings and just falling in? You would think they would be shouting at Daryl to watch his step, but no. Granted, there was a lot of walkers around, so maybe they were just coming to by the time he came in, and they didn't want to start shouting because there's like all these walkers here. So that makes sense to me as why they didn't really make any noise, because they're probably all just in shock. And all of a sudden, Daryl comes tumbling in too, and it's like, oh shit, now we're screwed. So, Ash Williams says, Zombie Sadiq was creepy as F, right? Even when killed by Rosita, he was, man. He was really scary, really creepy. The baby being in the situation just made it even worse, right? And so he was a great walker, man. Just like, the hair in his face and everything. That was awesome. T. Gilly says, Father Gabriel cleansed Dante of his sins permanently. So that's true. And S13201 says, she heard Sadiq zombie before she saw the knife. Yeah, that's true. If you watch it through, that's a good point. That when she goes, she's like, she knows that something's wrong. She goes to put the baby down and stuff. She can hear the zombie in the background, and she's probably like, what's like, what's going on? Did he just kill Sadiq or something? It's just a brutal scene, and some people thought it was unrealistic that she'd be able to fight her way out of it. Well, if a knife's involved, maybe she could, and it's just it worked out that way. But for any mother who's defending her baby at that time, that's going to be as much adrenaline as could possibly pump through that body, right? You're going to have a person the most adrenaline ever to defend their baby like that, and if she can get a hold of a knife and she can stab him, well then yeah, she's going to get the upper hand. So I guess that's just the way it went. You could say it's unrealistic, whatever, that's fine. It's still a TV series after all, you got to keep that in mind. But it's not to say that there's occasions in real life where women, are able to, especially if there's a knife involved, they're able to beat men. Absolutely. There's lots of, if you watch enough Datelines, you'll see there's lots of times that women kill men. Lots of times. And sometimes they can be really strong men. They could be, they could have 100 pounds on the woman, and sometimes they can't. I'm going to say that it never happens. Like, no, it can happen, man. Again, like I said, look it up. There's lots of cases where, women grab a knife and are able to kill a man easily. So, it does happen. Kyle George says, is it just me, or does season 10 feel underwhelming compared to season 9? Well, okay, Let's go into that, and then we'll do like 2 more, and then we'll wrap for today. So, season 9 had the big Rick leaving. It had a huge time skip. It reinvented the whole show, and it did a lot of crazy things in the first half that just were like, edge of your seat, unbelievable, focusing on your top A-listers. This half for season 10 is focusing on, like I said, kind of your B, some C-list characters, and the new character with Dante. So it's allowing the Whisper story arc to be to run longer. So it's already run for over a year, and it's going to run on longer into the second half of the season, and maybe even season 11. I hope. We'll see about that, though. It could be wrong in that. I think it will, probably stretch over into season 11, probably. So you got to keep that in mind. Not every half season is going to have as much happen as the first half of The Walking Dead season 9. Rick leaving was like, even after a lot of the audience had left after season 7 premiere, that was still a huge thing that they did. And, I'd love it if Rick could still be in the series all the time, but at least we can say that when he did leave, they made the most out of it. They promoted it. They made one of the best, probably the best episode ever with What Comes After, the best episode of all time, I think, and with Rick's leaving episode, and it was so epic, you know what I mean? So there's lots of stuff coming up. I don't think you have to feel that way. It's like not every half season is going to be as epic as Rick's final season. Like that was the end for him. So sure, the first half of season 10 doesn't feel as epic as the first half of season 9 because Rick's already gone. You're not having something like that. Michonne's, we're probably going to see her in the back half too, at least once or twice in an episode or something. So don't worry about it. It's just the way that it goes sometimes, and each half season and each season is different. So that's what it is. So you're right, but that's just it's just how it goes. Well, it's not a bad thing. It's just that's what it is. Giuseppe DeRosa says, can you rank all the mid-season finales? Those type of videos, even though I love to do them for Giuseppe, and I used to do them around season 4, 5, 6, 7 range. I used to do them all the time. It got really hard to do after around season 8 because you have so many seasons and so many episodes. It's really difficult to rank them like that. But it's a good idea. We could do that. I could look at the 10 mid-season finales, or, well, I guess it'd be 9 because the first season didn't have one because it was just 6 episodes. But we could look through them and compare them. There's some awesome mid-season finales, man. Pretty much Dead Already, Sophia in the Barn, awesome one. Too Far Gone, amazing mid-season finale, one of the best ever. Even the season 3 mid-season finale with Daryl and Merle was good. And, start to finish, season 6 was good. Coda, season 5. And then, season 7 and 8, those weren't received that well. With season 8 with Carl and everything. But, yeah, this was a good one. I wouldn't say it's the best one ever. Maybe for that you go with Too Far Gone, or you go with Pretty Much Dead Already or something. But, again, for as good as they could do with the characters that they used this half, I think they did great. But that's just me. Dalton Pinero says, Trev, do you think it's possible that there is a Whisper spy at Hilltop as well? And I would say, yeah, I think so. They might not spotlight it that much because they used it a lot in the first half with Alexandria, but it's possible the Hilltop could have one, and it's very possible that Oceanside could have one. Some people have predicted they think Jules could be a Whisper spy. So I don't know. I don't know how long she's been at the Oceanside for. I'm not sure. They can't beat it to death and have every community be a Whisper spy like all over the place because they've already done it once. So maybe one more would be maybe max at either location. But we'll see. I mean, you don't really need to do it again. In terms of creative, you don't want to have the same things over and over again. Multiple spies, same kind of you got to change it as much as you can. So, and that's what I would expect. So I don't think we'll see too much more in the way of spies. Maybe one more max, but it probably won't be spotlighted like it was with Dante. It'll just be part of the story. If you guys like this video today, thumb it up below. You can check out the review, predictions for second half, thoughts on the new teaser trailers in the channel now. Thank you guys all for the support on Patreon. You can sign up in the description below. $1 a month, less than taxes on groceries, is all that I'd be asking for from anybody. You can become a walker. $1 a month to help see the channel continue onward and hopefully survive out past, the season 12 if that's the end of The Walking Dead or whenever that happens to be. So thank you guys all for your support, and I'll see you guys back in soon, probably tomorrow for another video. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.